Hello everybody, here to film a quick video today on cooking and trying Hopniss for the first time with my family. I'll try to leave a review in the description if nothing else, but just to show off, doing a small little batch. It's my first time having them. Already cut the tails off, but yep, little bitty Indian potato, Hopniss, Apios Americana, lots of names, but I'm gonna make a cut, peel them, start boiling them. See y'all in a second. Alright everybody, I'm back. Now we're just going to boil these for a little bit. I just peeled them real quick. You don't have to peel them. The skins are edible, but they contain latex. And I've heard some people say that the skin gives them a very earthy or dirt-like taste. I don't know. I've never had them before, but since I am sharing these with my family, I went ahead and peeled them. You may see there's latex stuck to my fingertips. You can see how sticky it is. So they do have latex in the skins. The latex disappears while cooking, so if you have a latex allergy, you may just need to leave the skins on and cook them before peeling. I don't have an allergy, but everything is sticky now. You don't want to cook them in aluminum cookware because that causes a reaction with the latex and causes it to stick very badly to the cooking pot. So I've got mine in a little stainless steel pot. But they're denser than potatoes, so you want to cook them a little longer. And there are some reports that some people have very severe gastrointestinal distress. I've heard some people say it's probably because they were undercooked. They are in the bean family, and just like eating undercooked beans, they will hurt your stomach quite bad due to the gas pains, possibly the runs. So make sure you cook them very thoroughly. But they are nutritionally very similar to potato with 3 times the protein content. They were served at the first Thanksgiving. Very important staple crop to northern Native Americans. Definitely a crop that I'd highly recommend giving a try. There are improved varieties now that grow faster and produce more. Might be well worth your time and energy to invest in them if you're going to try to grow them. Or try to find a native variety and spread it back into its native range. They're a beautiful wildflower. Highly recommend them. So probably going to make another cut and come back once they're cooked through, like I said, about 20 minutes. We're only just now starting to reach a boil, so it'll be a little bit, but I'll see you guys in a little bit. Howdy everybody. About halfway through the cook time, and I'm starting to notice some of them are kind of falling apart a little bit. Not entirely, but yeah, they're starting to break down. So maybe they're already done. I overestimated the necessary cook time. But I'm going to cook them a little more just because, like I've said, apparently if they're undercooked, they'll definitely give you some rough time on your stomach. So not going to risk it. Going to keep cooking them through. But I just wanted to show that. As you can see, the water level's certainly getting a bit cloudy. I took a tiny nibble off of one of those that was starting to peel because I'm sure the outside is more cooked, but I just took a tiny little piece. Texturally, not that much different from a potato, but you could tell there's a grain or a fiber structure to it that's not there with a potato. And there was definitely a little bit of a nutty flavor to it. I should point out there are no spices or anything in here. I put in a little bit of salt and that was it. Just to give a fair idea of what it tastes like by itself before I add anything. I see a lot of people add butter to this, so I may do some in butter once they're done cooking. But there almost was a butteriness to it as is. Maybe that was in my head, but it certainly tasted a bit like that. So I'll check back in with you guys in a little bit, give you an update on the cooking. Alright everybody, I'm going to give one a test. It's been just about 20 minutes, maybe a little less, but let's grab one of these out, one of these big ones. Put it on a nice plate. I'm just going to cut it in half with my fork. I'd say I gotta cook a little longer. That white center worries me. I bet that's raw starches. That will probably make me sick. So I'm gonna put right back in. This stuff that stayed on my plate that's kind of translucent, I'm gonna kind of scrape it into a pile. Just add a little bit more salt. it around in the salt. So this is just it by itself with a little salt. A little white spot there, so maybe I'll pay for that later, but for science, gotta taste it. Okay. Much more like a potato than I'd been led on. It is pretty comparable to a potato. If you told me this was a potato and just gave it to me in cubes or something where I couldn't tell the shape, I'd completely believe that was a potato. That butteriness I mentioned in my head earlier, definitely still there. There's definitely a buttery-like quality to them in a good way. Definitely different than a raw potato by itself, but if you told me that was a salted and buttered potato, I'd believe it. Pretty good. Definitely something I could eat on the regular. But, yeah. I guess I'll bring you guys back just a little later for one more part, or one more cut. See y'all in a minute. Alright everybody, I let it cook for just a little bit more. I'm going to fish out a piece that looks good. Here we go. So right here, nice piece. I'm going to cut it down the middle and make sure there's nothing. Yep, it all looks nice and translucent to me. No uncooked starches. So that should be just fine. And we're going to have a guest appearance today. My lovely wife is going to give this a taste. I know she likes a lot of salt, so salted it up for her. Again, this is just the tuber with salt on it, nothing else. She's very picky, so if she gives this even remotely high marks.
Yeah, it tastes like a potato, you're right.
Yeah, to me it tastes like it's already pre-buttered.
It does taste like that, yeah.
Yeah, and again, despite the slight yellow to the color, it's just the hopniss and salt in there. There's nothing else added. So, yeah, just a small batch. We did about 11 of them. So, we're going to eat them, see how they treat us, make sure that we don't get sick. But cooked through like that, they should be fine. And that was one of the bigger pieces, so it all should be pretty well cooked through. I'm going to pour a little water off. Of course, if you were surviving off this, like lost in the woods, you would definitely drink that broth. That's a lot of, carbs in there. But as you can see, some of them kind of fell apart, some of them didn't. But definitely a really, really awesome crop or plant to forage or harvest. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day, everyone. And I'll see you in the next video as soon as I can. Goodbye, everybody.
Oh, bye.